team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Justin Houston in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading the charge will be their quarterback, always fun to watch, Deshaun Watson.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Richmond. Come back.
Here's Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. Watson hitting Fuller with a big one, 48 yards.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed, running through a defense, can often result in a big pickup of yardage.
Come back. Two jet.
Watson on 1st down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the play. 2 plays, 2 catches. You have a feeling they're going to look for him early and often, and that's to be expected. You got a player of his caliber, why not?
And I think it's also a message from them to the defense that you're not going to dictate to us what we're going to do with one of our better players, because so often you hear about defenses saying we're going to take away what you do best. In this case, they're going to move him around, find proper matchups, and make sure they continue to funnel the ball to him.
5 yards, a good run there. Now 2nd and goal. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
He's going to get it running right, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now the Packers get set to go, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones across the 30 to the 31-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, it's Jones. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with third down and just a yard to go.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And he finds Jimmy Graham. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down.
319.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play was bottled up.
And left side here, it's Graham. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So they are going to call on Dan Bailey here. His career long is 56 yards done in Seattle. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield.
Tiger. 2 jet. Come back.
On first down, it's Watson. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Pernell McPhee in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Come back. Richmond. 2 jet.
On second down, here's Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Watson on 3rd down. And he locates Luke Wilson. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open. He finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Richmond.
Maybe a free play for Watson. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Here's another 2nd and goal, this time from half the distance closer.
Reset.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Come back.
Now Watson on 3rd and goal, escaping the pressure right. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. On 4th down, Watson. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead.
4th and goal, and they found a way to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And these defenses, they just like 3 downs, get off the field. But here they had to go 4, couldn't get it done.
A lot of the time, you're looking up and saying, okay, if I hold them for 3, at worst, I give up a field goal attempt. When they go for it, sometimes it really affects the defense because maybe they're not mentally prepared to go that 4th down.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
319.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extras
under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. The Packers defense, they ready themselves here. And with this deficit, let's be honest, it's time for them to get a stop.
And partners, you understand very well from our time together and visiting with coaches, defensive coordinators tend to be a little more emotional, a little more high-strung than others. I have a feeling that speech came out about taking a stand and bowing up in this possession.
Yeah, that's where this word pride comes out, right?
In a big way. At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Looking for an opening. Not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just boom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Come back, come back. Do that, do that.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
They are going for it. Here's Watson going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on third down plays, but when you go for it on fourth down, sometimes you're actually just praying, and on that play the prayer was answered.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Here's Watson now on second down. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The Texans on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a third and goal here. A shotgun snap for Watson. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's fourth down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on fourth and goal from the 1. They will indeed snap it to Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
So we reach halftime, and what's been... You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working.
Looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jackson. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. His throw caught right around the 6. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, a 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
To throw on second is Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. On first down, Watson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. 12 more yards there and another first down. Watson now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
Come back, come back.
Again, it's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's 4. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. To the air yet again, Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And this is going to be Packer football. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out of practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a two-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. Two-hand. Oh, I get it. Two-hand monster. Both hands on the football. Taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
All right.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Now, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 20. Out of the gun, Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Watson now looking to throw on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a 1st down. Now a 1st down throw, Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. On 1st and 10, Watson. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Partner, if you and I were playing quarterback in this one, we would be really confident right now throwing it to him, wouldn't we?
Yeah, he's been spectacular. He's just saying, hey, I was all state. I'll make it rain out here. Flush to his right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. Santos with the extra point.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done. And
slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties?
Back now at Lambeau. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. On second down, here's Rodgers. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. The Packers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
319.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Another carry, same story. 4th quarter, and he is in red numbers right now with a running game.
Hard to believe because you figure at some point you break off a run. But in this case, what we're seeing is just pure domination by the defense. I think it started with the scouting report. They got into what they were doing offensively, into their mindset, and now they're beating them to the punch on every snap.
And this is going to be incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now. Watson on 1st down. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And they'll go on the ground. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience. The first
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Navarro Bowman leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. To throw on 2nd down, Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. Accelerating, and off he goes. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us,
oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And this is going to be Packer football. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, two hands. Get two hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And his throw is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical, spread things out a little bit.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. It's the Wisconsin native and former Badger, J.J. Watt, coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
319.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. And no, it's incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still.
Richmond.
On 1st down, it's Watson, eluding the pressure right. The 20. On the crossing route, complete. That's Hopkins. And he's going to get this down inside of Green Bay's 15-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. From the red zone now, Watson throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On 2nd down, here's Watson. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
319.
Now Rodgers to throw on 3rd down. And this throw will be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Down. Black 22. Black 22.
Throwing now, Watson flushed out right. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player, not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
An incomplete pass on 1st down, that leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Give him 17 on a pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. To throw is Watson on 1st and 10. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Watson throwing on 1st down. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Rodgers now to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. From his end zone, it's Rodgers on 3rd and long. The left side throw complete to Adams. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Here's J.K. Scott now. He's been terrific so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This will be fielded at the 17. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes. Get out of there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because...
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Third and long. It's Watson looking deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Richmond.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Well, Charles, I guess the only thing I can think there is they've got a 3-score lead, and they're saying, well, we're not going to lose this, so let's have some fun. I don't know why you go for it.
I think that's as good an explanation as any, and we all know that certain coaches are more aggressive than others. That call to me, the fantasy people loved it, right? Anybody who's going to touch the ball, gain yards, maybe put more points on the board, they're happy that they kept it and did that. So very interesting deal there, but I'm with you on that one. Maybe he just says, what the heck, we can't lose. Let's go ahead and keep trying to win or add to our lead.
Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for Houston, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.